This is the Dallas Morning News.
Welcome to the DMN Morning Debrief. Everything you need to know about what's going on across North Texas. I'm Joe Snell. Coming up, a Texas voucher program that helps offset education expenses for private and homeschooling is expanding into some public schools. But first, the weather and today's headlines.
Coming up on the debrief, a judge is removed from Karmelo Anthony's murder case. Governor Greg Abbott's proposed H-1B visa ban could force major staffing changes at Dallas ISD, and Dallas police records show a recommended demotion in a sergeant's misconduct case. But first, the weather. North Texas remains under an extreme heat warning until 8 p.m. Thursday, with abundant sun and highs around 104 to 106. Northern DFW counties may see afternoon or evening storms with gusty winds and lightning, and fire concerns will continue because of ongoing heat and low humidity. This weather report is compiled using information from our news partner NBC5. In today's headlines, a judge has ruled that District Judge John Roach Jr. must be removed from the next phase of Karmelo Anthony's murder case in Collin County. Anthony, who is 19, was convicted in June of murder in the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet, and a jury sentenced him to 35 years in prison. The ruling does not give Anthony a new trial, but it means another judge will handle his request for one. That matters because Texas law gives the court 75 days after sentencing to rule on a motion for a new trial. In Anthony's case, that deadline is August 24th. Turning to education, Governor Greg Abbott's proposed ban on H-1B visa workers in Texas schools could affect Dallas ISD more than any other school district. Federal data show Dallas ISD has more employees hired on those visas than any other school district in the country, and had 171 new hires or renewals approved for the 2025 to 26 fiscal year. H-1B visas let employers hire foreign workers with certain skills for a limited period. Dallas ISD says it hires teachers from abroad only to fill critical shortages, and that each teacher is certified by the Texas Education Agency. Abbott says schools should hire Texans or Americans instead, and his proposal would cover both new hires and current employees. In Dallas ISD, that would mean firing workers already on those visas. The change would need approval from the Texas legislature when lawmakers return next year. Finally, Dallas police disciplinary records reviewed by the Dallas Morning News show a sharper internal disagreement than previously known over how to punish Sergeant Dalen Granberry. He is accused of finding a sexually explicit video on a female officer's phone and secretly texting it to himself. Assistant Chief Tina Schultz recommended demoting Granberry, a punishment only Chief Daniel Como could impose. Como instead suspended him for 15 days without pay, after commanders in Granberry's chain of command recommended penalties ranging from 1 to 5 days. Police initially examined the allegation as possible invasive visual recording, a felony that can apply to transmitting intimate images without consent and with intent to invade privacy. The female officer later signed a statement saying she did not want to move forward because of the video's nudity, and the matter went to internal affairs. Granberry told investigators the texts were accidental, and he acknowledged trying to delete them from the officer's phone and later erasing the thread from his own. The Dallas Police Women's Association criticized the 15-day suspension and questioned how Granberry could remain in a leadership role. Como said he made the disciplinary decision and had nothing further to say.
Hi, it's Joe again, and it's time for today's Debrief Extra. Some public schools are joining a Texas voucher program. Dallas Morning News staffer Jessica Ma has more.
Texas's school voucher program was designed to give families alternatives to public schools. Now, some public schools want in. The Texas Education Freedom Accounts, or TEFA, gives eligible families state money to spend on educational expenses. That includes private school tuition and homeschooling costs, tutoring, therapy, and other approved services. The program was created to give families alternatives to traditional public schools, but now some public school districts are becoming approved vendors too. That includes Azle ISD in North Texas, where families can use their voucher dollars to pay for the district's pre-K program. Other districts are offering things like online classes and career and technical education courses. So why would a public school participate in a program many have criticized? District leaders say they're adapting to a new reality. With enrollment declining in many districts, fewer students means less state funding. Officials say becoming a TEFA vendor is another way to reach homeschooled families and students who otherwise wouldn't attend their schools. So far, though, there's been very little demand. As of July, only 2 families had purchased services from Texas public school districts. Experts say that's not surprising. The program was designed primarily to help families pay for private schools and homeschooling, not public schools. Still, some district leaders say they'd rather compete for those students than leave the opportunity to someone else.
This story was reported by education reporters Jessica Ma and Mariam Ahmed and produced by Shannon Worley. Thanks for listening. Find more reporting and today's stories at dallasnews.com. This digest was partially generated by AI and then reviewed and edited by our newsroom staff. We welcome your thoughts, questions, and feedback at audience@dallasnews.com.